My sister fired me, replaced me with our MBA cousin. 6 days later, the platform crashed, client fled, and their investors called me instead. I built the entire platform from scratch. Spent 2 years coding in my apartment, living off ramen and energy drinks, turning this idea into something real. My sister Lauren was the business side. She handled clients, investors, all the sales stuff I hated doing. We made a good team at first. I'd build features, she'd sell them. By year 3, we had 15 clients paying us monthly subscriptions and things were actually working. Then our cousin Brandon graduated from some fancy business school with his MBA. Lauren invited him to Christmas dinner and spent the whole night bragging about our company. Brandon kept asking technical questions I could tell he didn't actually understand, nodding along like he knew what APIs and databases were. 2 weeks later, Lauren called me into a conference room we barely used. Brandon was sitting there in a full suit looking way too comfortable. Lauren slid a folder across the table and said we needed to talk about my role in the company. She said Brandon had ideas about scaling up and going after bigger clients, that we needed someone with real business education to take the company to the next level. I reminded her that I literally built everything, that I was the only one who knew how the code worked. Lauren smiled that fake smile she uses with difficult clients. That's the thing, we need to think bigger than just code. Brandon has connections, an MBA from a top program, and a vision for growth. Then she said it. We're restructuring your position. Brandon's going to take over as CTO and handle the technical strategy. You'll report to him. I laughed because I thought she was joking. Brandon didn't know anything about our platform. He'd been around for 2 weeks and thought he could just step into my role. Lauren wasn't laughing. She said I could either accept the new structure or we could discuss a separation package. I looked at Brandon, who was trying so hard not to smile. This dude really thought his MBA made him qualified to run technology he didn't build or understand. I took the separation package. 3 months salary and zero equity in the company I created. My own sister fired me and handed everything to our cousin, who showed up with a degree and a bunch of buzzwords. Brandon moved into my office the next day, posted on LinkedIn about his exciting new role as CTO, talking about disrupting markets and leveraging synergies. I wanted to throw my laptop through a wall. For 6 days I heard nothing. Then my phone started blowing up at 6 a.m. on a Tuesday. Texts from clients asking if the platform was down, emails from Lauren marked urgent, missed calls from numbers I didn't recognize. I finally answered one. It was David, our biggest client, the one paying us $8,000 a month. He was furious. Their entire system had crashed overnight and nobody at my former company was answering phones. They had a major presentation that morning and couldn't access any of their data. I told him I didn't work there anymore and he should contact Brandon. David said he'd been trying for 3 hours and Brandon kept saying he was looking into it. Then came the call from Lauren. She was practically crying. The whole platform was down. Every single client was locked out. Brandon had tried to upgrade the server infrastructure to impress the investors and broke everything. He couldn't fix it because he didn't actually know how anything worked. She needed me to come back and repair it. I asked her what Brandon thought about that, you know, the guy with the MBA and the vision. Lauren admitted he was in over his head. Said she made a mistake and we could work something out. I told her I'd think about it and hung up. 10 minutes later, I got a call from a number in New York. It was their lead investor, Richard, the guy who put in $200,000 last year. Word travels fast when everything breaks. Richard said he'd heard I was no longer with the company and wanted to understand why. I told him the whole story. How Lauren replaced me with Brandon, who had zero technical experience. How I built everything and got pushed out for someone with an MBA and family connections. Richard was quiet for a long moment. Then he said that's exactly what he was afraid of when Lauren mentioned bringing on new leadership. He asked if I'd be interested in building something similar on my own. Said he'd fund it properly this time. By noon, David and 3 other major clients had reached out directly asking if I was starting a competing platform. Turns out nobody trusted Brandon to fix anything and they were ready to jump ship. Lauren called 6 more times. I didn't answer. Brandon posted an apology on LinkedIn about unexpected technical difficulties. The comments were brutal. People asking why the CTO couldn't fix his own platform. The company lost 4 clients that week. Their investors started asking serious questions about leadership. I took Richard's offer. Built a better version of the platform in 8 weeks with proper funding and no family drama. 5 of Lauren's former clients switched over in the first month. Lauren and Brandon's company is barely hanging on now. Brandon quietly removed CTO from his LinkedIn title last month, changed it to business development consultant. My new company just closed a Series A round for $2 million. Lauren sent me a message last week asking if we could talk. I left it on red.